Welcome to another episode of Running with Phil. So I've got a 100-mile track race coming up, and look, naturally there's some machinery going past, despite the last hours that I've been here at the track at Julie Rose Stadium. For many of you, you might recognise this as the end of the North Downs Way 100-mile race, where you basically enter the track around here and then go all the way around and finish at the finish line of the... Anyway, enough of that. Race I did a few years ago. I've got this 100-mile race round a track in St Ives, Cambridgeshire, at the end of this month, so a few weeks away. And this is the first time I've got to the track for quite some time, and I was due to do 3 hours around the track. Nice easy effort, and with half an hour to go, I decided to up the pace a little bit. So what do you think happened? Maybe put some comments below and pause and just wait until later to find out what happened. So while I was running for hours around this track, I was listening to my audiobook. I've got some bone conducting earphones, really good, by the way. Had them for a couple of years now, I think, almost 2 years. And I was listening to a book. It's called Black Box Thinking. Really interesting. It's about kind of success, failure, the human brain. I love stuff about the human brain. Psychology, that kind of thing. Really interesting, and had some really interesting points actually. So one of them was talking about a pre-mortem. So, you know, often people will kind of self-sabotage and so on their efforts, so that they're not seen as kind of failures if things go tits up. But they went on to talk about ways to kind of avoid failing in the future, and it's quite important for me because, you know, the race I did last year, same race that I'm doing in a few weeks' time, I got to 55 miles in the race and quit. I was cold. I'd come up with fantastic reasons why I should stop. Oh, I'm more than halfway. It's been a pandemic year. Training's been disrupted. I'm a little bit chubbier than I should be. Maybe I didn't train as much, and so on. Came up with all these reasons, and you know, it's raining, and you know, I was cold, I was hungry, wanted to go home and cuddle up with my wife and so on. But you know, it's ultimately, you know, I decided to quit, and you know, I want to avoid doing that again. So one of the things that the book suggested was to think about, kind of think about that. Kind of assume that you're in this position where you've quit. And sorry, I was being a bit quiet because there was a guy there doing some really serious kind of exercises and so on. I didn't want to put him off. He's been doing long jumps and all that kind of thing. Seems super serious. It's very good, super serious though. Which is also good, but I didn't want to let him hear me banging on about all kinds of junk. So yeah, so he suggested doing a pre-mortem. So put yourself in the position where you have failed in some kind of forthcoming race or event or something like that, and just think about the reasons why you had failed. So I'm going to do that right now. I haven't thought this through, but okay. So it's the middle of the night, halfway through. Why have I failed? Why have I quit? I've decided that I can't get in the complete race in 25 hours, which is the limit for the 100-mile race. I'm too slow. I should have trained more. I wasn't used to running around a track. I wanted some hot food and couldn't find any. I'm too cold. I haven't got enough food. I've got stomach problems. I've pulled a muscle. My shoes hurt. It's way too wet. I'm wet through. I'm on my second jacket. I'm still wet. I'm cold. My hips are hurting because I'm going around in the same direction. I spent 50 miles going in the same direction and only just changed direction. I don't like running around a track. I've got a race coming up. I want to save myself for that. You know, I don't want to injure myself. I don't want to ruin the rest of the year. I'd rather do something else. I'm tired. I need coffee and haven't got any. There's heaps of reasons. And look, I mean, the point is, a lot of these things you can prepare for. So actually, it's about a lack of preparation. And what is training if not preparation? So a lot of the time when you fail, a lot of the time when I fail, it's lack of training, really, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about some of the things that I can do to make sure that those things don't happen, or if they do happen, then I've got an answer ready. So if I feel tired, sure, I'll have a coffee. I might have a little doze by the side of the track for 5 minutes, you know, a nice little sit down. I'll bring a chair with me or something like that. I'll bring a blanket. You know, these are all things that you can do. Anyway, have you got a race coming up? Pop a message in the comments, tell me what it is and what you think you might do to avoid failure. Have you DNF'd a race in the past? What did you learn from that? Any hints and tips? So put your comments down below. Like, share and subscribe. Fantastic. See you next week.